A performance from cultural group Lebo the Khoisan, braving the cold this morning to warm our hearts as we celebrate Heritage Day. We're here at the James Mokgadi Stadium. Preparations are in full swing ahead of the official celebration. We know Deputy President Cyril Ramaphosa will make the official address today. Another organization that has been key to celebrations on this very historic day as we mark 20 years of our democracy this year as well is the National Heritage Council. And since the inception, really, they've managed to place heritage as a priority in building national identity here in South Africa. And this year, they're celebrating 10 years for them, working towards their mandate to preserve the country's heritage. Let's find out a little bit more from the council CEO, now Advocate Sonwabile Mangodwa, just to talk to us about their achievements over the past 10 years. A very good morning to you. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning, Ayanda, and good morning to your listeners.
Great strides have been made when it comes to your organization, highlighting the issue of heritage, of culture, of tradition, knowledge systems that are indigenous in the country, and cultural commodities as well, hasn't there?
Great strides have been made indeed to preserve our heritage. The first decade of our democracy, there tended to be a focus on social needs, I want to say basic needs, like infrastructure. And that tended now to take away the focus from social memory and our heritage. But we have seen, since the establishment of the National Heritage Council, much more investment on our heritage. We have invested, for instance, as a funding body, more than 40 million rands in needy projects, where communities, where South Africans and creative, communities were coming up with, research, documentary, programs. But above that, we have consulted with our people. We came up with a transformation charter. That transformation charter was informed by what really is needed in our heritage in order to promote our heritage in the next 20 to 40 years. And those, if you look at from the Heritage Council's point of view, ever since we established, heritage has become a buzzword. We have seen now people talking about their own national pride. We've seen the younger generation, people interfacing with the National Heritage Council, wanting to know about their own identity, quest for knowledge about who we are. And we've seen those. That on its own doesn't mean that there were no challenges. But now, people are talking about heritage in communities. People talk about heritage. As I'm saying, that heritage has become a buzzword. And that on its own, it is because the Heritage Council has really managed to spread the word. We have interacted with people across the length and breadth of our society. I'm talking about traditional leaders. I'm talking about faith-based organizations who have been interacting vigorously. And heritage, not only is it supposed to be celebrated today, this has been our message, that this is a glue that keeps our society together. It's a strategic resource to humankind.
There have also been a number of challenges because of our past and also some issues that have crept up presently. In and of itself, culture and tradition and heritage can be a unifying factor, but it can also be very divisive in a country such as ours where we're quite diverse. Tell us about some of the challenges of managing that.
Yes, as you have already mentioned, Ayanda, some of the challenges is how do you bring all these cultures into a melting pot? We are a highly diverse society, but also there's what is called subverted heritage. Subverted heritage is that which has been suppressed or oppressed over a long period of time. I mean, our heritage is more than 4.2 billion years old. I mean, you have seen now, the Khoisan, the first people, but also, the entire civilization, of our own country dates back billion years back. So the challenge also is now has been to harmonize this, to say that look, there are those heritages that have been promoted, that we're seeing on the public domain. But how to bring all of this into this milieu? People talk of Rainbow Nation, and some people are saying that the Rainbow Nation is something that is up there. You know, how does it come down to us? You know, another challenge has been that heritage is that which people have. It's unlike sport, for instance, you know, where you talk of quotas, you talk of all of those things. This really originates from people. It's a footprint of our people, Ubuntu, for instance, and all of this. Secondly, some of these are unwritten. Many of this, you know, this knowledge is not part of epistemology. And how to bring it? That's why we've been encouraging this true research. You know, but people also feel that, look, our heritage is not suppressed, other heritage, others, you know, and so forth. How to bring all of this, take place names, for instance. People are saying that, look, you cannot take away these place names because they belong to us, we're emotional about them, and then so forth, and how do we...
So there's a lot to go through. We'll also, throughout the course of the show, be speaking about the theme for this year that's calling upon you and I to tell our individual stories about what we believe cultural identity and heritage is all about. We'll tackle those issues in just a moment. Do stay with us right now. It's over to you, Sam, in studio.